Good morning, everyone. We'll call the meeting to order at 9:30. First item is approval of the agenda.
Motion. Second.
Any changes, additions, deletions? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Minutes of January 3rd, 2023 board meeting.
Move to approve. Second.
Moved and seconded. Those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Contribution to health fund. This is a standard transfer into the health fund. This one will be right around $461,000 to cover our shortfall with the actuary. Is that correct? Best way to say that one. So this just covers our bills for insurance.
That's claims.
Yeah, just our premiums and.
I'll move to approve. Second.
Willie, do you have anything else to add on that?
No, other than, you had another option, whether that was to raise rates immediately, and I think the board has decided that they aren't gonna do anything with that until
Yeah.
later review, but, this is just to get us over in compliance with the insurance division.
There's no further discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Resolution number 1, 2023, military disallowances for 2022 payable 23-24.
And these are just for, we had 4 individuals that have not filed their DD 214. And then there was one that was disallowed by the assessor's office. So we can always go back and add them on if they file their DD 214, but we've sent letters to them and no response, so.
I'll move to approve.
Second. Any further discussion? Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Resolution number 2, 2023, homestead disallowance for 2022 payable 23-24.
And these are just people that signed up after July 1st of 2021. That there was 7 of them who they sold the property prior to July 1st of 23. So we're not going to add the homestead on because they no longer own it. And then there was one where the dwelling was tagged by the city. So it's considered unlivable. So we removed the homestead off of that.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Resolution number 3, 2023, amending resolution 60, 2022, abating property taxes for 1015 Regional Transit Authority.
And I think on this one, there was, this was from when Jerry was here, but he had the wrong fiscal year in there for the time that the taxes were paid, so we just had to change that.
Move to approve. Second.
Those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Personnel request for payroll approval, change of employment in the assessor's office clerk. This is a person that had completed their probation. Motion to approve.
Second.
Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Request for payroll approval, change of employment, deputy county attorney. And this is, do you have anything to add on this? This is an assistant just moving into the deputy role.
She's just moving up to the deputy.
I'll move to approve. I'll second.
Got
Got
that? Pick one. Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? C, request for payroll approval, change of employment, recorder's clerk, and this is going from a clerk 2 to a clerk 3. Motion approved.
Second.
Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Discussion and possible action in regards to Veterans Affairs Director. Brian?
Can I comment on that?
been in discussion with several people in the commission, and the situation is that Rachel is willing to go to full-time. This will be 40 hours instead of 30 hours. The benefits are already part of the deal, so it's just the additional 10 hours a week. The number of veterans in the area are higher than the average for, you base it on population. So we do have a lot of veterans in the area. This is not a change in the budget. The budget does not increase. If you look at the budget today, there's dollars that will not be spent if they keep going as they are. And so this will keep the budget the same, no change in the budget. And so I really feel like we need to pay attention to our veterans. Our veterans have done a lot for us. We need to take care of them. And actually, I'm being a little bit selfish here perhaps, because when veterans stay in our area, they pay real estate taxes. And that's a good investment for our county. And in the end, I would like the commission to work on a vision that includes making Wapello County a veteran-friendly place where veterans come here to retire if they don't have any other place to go. So there's some really good things I think that can happen from this. And then based on that, I'll make the motion to move the director Rachel from 30 hours to 40 hours per week.
I second it.
I have a couple questions. One, in the past, we've done a part-time employee in that department. We haven't done that for a little while now, correct?
That's correct. They are not qualified to do the work that is causing the crisis.
Okay.
Okay, I can fill in, but I can't do her job.
Sure.
And yes, it adds to the complexity and the confusion and the backlog. But we've already got a system set up to where we're going to have volunteers fill in. And it won't cost the county anything in part-time wages because we're going to take care of it in-house.
Do you see that part-time position just coming out of the budget for next fiscal year then?
We are not planning on utilizing any part-time help because, as I said, Brian,
So it'd be an offset of the part-time help of what we paid if they're going full-time. Would that
previous
be?
part-time help was for an assistant director, which we really didn't need. And it was for a transportation
Correct.
Coordinator, which we really didn't need. The commission has actually moved forward, and 1015 now does our veterans transport. So we're saving $4,500 on a lease plus the wages, plus the taxes that the county pays to support those part-time employees. We're trimming our budget.
Okay.
The only thing I would like to add is there was a question at the top of our budget. I used to see it was 124,000 and some change. It is now showing 122. So it appears to me, and I'm not a accountant, but it appears like for some reason our budget's been cut approximately $1,800. And that raises concern for me, but it does not discount the fact that Supervisor Ziegler said that we can do this. Our veterans deserve this.
Well, I can say that nobody has cut your budget last year. So I still have the budget forms that you guys turned into me last year. So you're more than welcome to look at those because the numbers that you give me, that's what we put in.
Okay, and I'm not trying to argue or.
Oh, I'm not either.
conflict,
I'm
but
just saying
what
that,
I'll do there again, I'm not an accountant. I'll bring what I have and let you look at it and you explain it to me.
because we haven't cut anything out of your budget. It's just what you guys give us.
Okay.
Now, there was a time that your salaries, I tried to make the salaries what the actual salary is.
Right.
Because in the past, people just add 3% onto what was in the budget. So if, for instance, if they thought they were gonna get 3% or 5% and they only got 3%, so that 5% was in there. So I try to make the budget exactly like it's supposed to be.
Yes, I
So
understand.
if anything was changed, it was probably the salary and the FICA and the IPERS to match what the salary should be, not what was in there the previous year.
Okay. All right, thank you.
So I guess my question on the budget part of it, and I'm just looking at the budget that we got yesterday.
Yeah.
And some of this is like raised for utilities, because of course all that's up now, and I think the gas cards went up a little bit, some stuff like that. But the proposed for the general basic fund for the veterans is up 34% proposed. The budget will be up 34% next year.
We had I don't know the exact figure, over 30, I think it was 36,000 on the previous budget that we didn't utilize. Okay, and that's what we're going off of.
I'm looking at the budget that we'll talk about. I'm looking at the budget that was turned in by the commission
Okay,
to be approved starting July 1. That's why I'd said I would like this done more budget time where we could look at it as a
Okay.
whole going forward. That was my view.
yes, these are two different subjects, though. This is so that we can start dealing with this backlog. This runs us from now until the end of the fiscal year. After that, we will get together as a commission with you as supervisors and deal with that issue. This is basically dealing with what we feel like as a commission and as a director is a critical issue in Veterans Affairs, Wapello County.
And I don't disagree with that at all. Like I said, that's why I'd asked about her pay going up from 32 to 45, you going full time, that makes sense on that. Some of the others like the part-time help, is that something that line item for part-time help of $16,000, will that come out of there?
That's gone.
We'll take that out. It's still in here. It's still in here now.
But I think if you look at it,
Yes, I like the
Can I
director.
interject? So that second line item was $16,000. 10,000 of that is our
The state
allocation.
grant, right.
Allocation, not a grant.
It's
an
not a
allocation.
grant. Okay.
So with that, there's actually only $6,000 in there. Our part-time help is being paid from that allocation, which, I was privy to before my job position now. So, I mean.
So that allocation, can that move to your salary?
For the remainder of the year, yes, but we cannot use it to supplant my salary.
So the next budget year, we could,
Correct.
And
but for the remainder of this year, we could.
Right.
we can, but I don't like that concept because basically it doesn't address what I feel is the real need. We have the budgetary allowance. We can do this. That allocation is actually sent to the commission. And we are to use it within the parameters of the fund that's sent, and it can't supplant the budget. And I can give you documentation.
Oh, I don't,
Yeah.
I don't doubt you, and I've never, you, Rick, or anyone else on the commission, I've never questioned
Okay.
your place on it. I'm looking at, as I said last week with us, I'm not worried about this year. We'll get through Adner this year. It's what our budget looks like going forward. The future, not just of Veterans Affairs, but of Wapello County and the budget of Wapello County as a whole.
Yes, and I appreciate that. We are still dealing with basically the same budget though. So the only way it would be relevant is if you were proposing to cut Wapello County Veterans Affairs budget. Otherwise, none of the elements of this have changed. So it's doable and it's deserved by the veterans of Wapello County that haven't been getting the service for the last 5 years.
How much has, so I read the minutes stuff, do you guys have like, say a last 5 years records of the veterans that's came into the office?
We do not, and I can explain to you later, or I can give you a brief overview. And what it was is previous director did not compile records that were accurate. He did not compile records that were requested, and there were documents shredded in our office. Okay, all I can give you is I'm the most senior member of the commission right now, and I'm working on year number 3. Everybody else is newer than I. We do have answers in regards to that, and I've done studies where I've gone down to the office. I was down there, I think it was last week. We had 6 walk-ins in the space of 2 hours. Okay, we try and work on the basis of appointments. That takes away from her duties to answer a veteran's question, and we are mandated that we cannot exclude walk-ins. But what we do is try and coordinate with that. And that's not counting the people from general services or DMV that have no idea where they're supposed to go. They come in and you've got to relate to them. Okay, so this is bigger than what most people understand and see. If you could come down and spend a week there, you get some feel for it. We as commissioners are boots on the ground. We see it. I spent an hour, probably an hour and 10 minutes with the director talking to a veteran who wanted to talk to us collectively. Okay, everybody else was put on hold. But that veteran was
Wanted to
good.
talk to you as commissioners directly.
He wanted me in on the discussion, okay? And for some reason, he felt like I had some validation to listen to his claim. And the director can attest to that. So, and I'm not turning them down. That's one thing about it. I will come down anytime. She will stay late if she has to. She's not supposed to. But there's no way we can keep up, especially in light of the PACT Act. I mean, we got veterans. When I was on vacation in Florida last year, I had a call from a veteran who had not heard anything from his claim for 19 months. And he called me down there. And that's numerous. I've got a whole list of things I can submit to the Board of Supervisors of clientele that have had nothing but bad response or bad treatment from our office. And I'm being blunt. These veterans are going to other county VSOs, which means other county VSOs, their veterans within their county are not getting the service they deserve because they are doing our job.
And what's the total we come up with for the rest of the year for her? You got that wrote down?
I don't have it with me.
It's 5,000 something.
It's like 5,000 something.
Yeah, 54 something to change, I think.
What will the hours be?
The hours would be
8 to 4, Monday through Friday.
I just want-
Saturday's fine.
Any further discussion, questions, comments?
So is this effective immediately then, Brian?
This would be effective immediately. Any other questions?
Motion to approve.
Already got it. You
Oh, that's
seconded it. Yep. All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Other business come before the board, second quarter sheriff's report. Need a motion to accept and file.
I make a motion.
Second.
Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Recorder's report for fees collected and dispersed second quarter 22-23.
A motion to say.
Second.
Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Is there any other business come before the board? We will meet again next week as regularly scheduled. We had a public meeting that day. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Also moved.
Second.
Those in favor?
Aye.
We are adjourned. Thanks, everyone.
I feel like we got something to add to it.